Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Hello everyone. On this video, I would like to explain about the relationship between two variables to see the correlation between two variables. The analysis that we are to do is called Pearson product moments or Pearson correlations. In here, we have research questions for correlation analysis on Pearson product moments. In the research question, we have here: is there any significant correlation between reading achievement and learning motivations? So we have two variables in here. The first one is reading achievement and the second one is learning motivations. And we are going to see whether there is a significant correlation or not. And then based on the research questions, we have a hypothesis. Here, HO, there is no significant correlations between reading achievement and learning motivations. That's our test hypothesis. And then alternatively, if it is rejected, we have HA. There is a significant correlation between reading achievement and learning motivations. So that's our hypothesis. And then let's start to the test correlations in SPSS. For the first in here, we have the data of two variable here. It is reading achievement and this learning motivations. There's a data we are going to analyze. For the first, we can move to the variable view. And in here, we need to name the data. We can name the data as RA. And then the label is the full name of RA is reading achievement. Sorry. And then the second one, we name of LM. Then the label, full name of LM is learning motivation. And we don't need to do anything about the value because all of them are measurement. That's why in the measurement, we can change to the scale. So that's our variable descriptions. And here we have a process too. Sorry. Here are the process that must be followed to analyze the data. First, we need to check whether the data is normal or not. So for every variable, we can use Kolmogorov-Smirnov or Shapiro-Wilk. If the data is normally distributed, we can go to the linearity test. And if the data not normally distributed, we cannot use Pearson correlation and we should use Spearman correlation on here. So to know our data is normal or not, we go to the analyze and then click analyze and then descriptive statistic and then click explore. Put the variable on the dependent list because there is no independent. Okay. Next, we click plot and tick histogram and tick normality plot with test. Continue and then click OK. So this is the result of the normality test here. Based on the result of the normality test from this table, it can be seen in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov, the p-value of both of reading achievement and learning motivation is 0.200. It means that the p-value is above 0.05. And based on Shapiro-Wilk, the p-value of reading achievement is 0.365 and of the learning motivation is 0.672. It means that the p-value above 0.05. It is normally distributed and we can continue to the linearity test. Then to see the normality of histogram, you can double click on the distribution curve on here. Then you can click here, show distribution curve. Click normal and then apply and then close. So is a normal line. So we can it is a normal line distributed like this. So from here, you can use this one too. The line is the normally distributed like this. Okay, so based on this process, because our data is above 0.05, it means we can continue to the linearity test on here. So to the next for a linearity test, we can click analyze in here and then click compare means, then click means. Nah, in here, you have to define which one the dependent variable and independent variable, even though there is no cause-effect relationship. So, I will put the reading achievement on the dependent list and then the learning motivation in the independent list. And then after that, you click options because we gonna test the linearity. So we take the test for linearity and then continue, then click OK. And you have this ANOVA table above. Oh, sorry. Nah, in here, you have the ANOVA table. Here, what we need at look is the linearity and deviation from linearity. Based on the result of the ANOVA table above in here, it can be seen that the p-value for deviation from linearity is 0.372. It means that the p-value is above 0.05. So that means that there is no deviations from linearity and you can continue to the linearity test. And then for the linearity, in the table here, you can see the result of linearity is 0.933. It means that the p-value is above 0.052. So that means the data is not significantly linear. Back to the process on here. Our deviation from linearity test is above 0.05. And then we can move on here, continue on the linearity test. But in here, our data, the p-value of our data is above 0.05, and it means we use Spearman correlations, not Pearson correlation, because Pearson correlations must belong to 0.05. So in here we use Spearman correlations. Now we can check the hypothesis. But before we checking the hypothesis, we need to see the line, what the relationship positive correlations or negative correlation on here. So to check the line, you can click graph on here and then legacy dialog and then scatter plot. Click simple sketcher and then define. In here, you can put the read achievement at y-axis on the or the x-axis. It's up to you. I will put reading achievement at y-axis and learning motivation at x-axis, and then you click OK. Now you can see the dots in here. These are the relationship between learning motivation and reading achievements. There's still no strike line here. To have a strike line, you have to double click at the graph, at fit line at total on here. So then click linear, then apply and close. So based on the scatter plot above, in here, as you can see that the line the graph is not really title. Here is just a little title, but it is still a negative linear correlation because the line is a little strike down. From here you can see that the reading achievement and learning motivation can go together and not significant. Now, to do the hypothesis testing, you can click analyze and then click correlate. and then click bivariate, and then put the variable to put a variable on here. And then because we don't use a Pearson correlation test, because we use Spearman correlation test, so we tick the Spearman correlation on here, and then we click OK. So here the result of from the test hypothesis. You can see from significant value on the table in here is 0.909. That means the p-value is above 0.05. So there is no significant correlation between reading achievement and learning motivations. And then back on the hypothesis on here, we can conclude that we have failed to reject the HO because the p-value is above 0.05 and we are cannot confident to believe the HA. So there is no significant correlation between reading achievement and learning motivations. So that's all of my explanations. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, thank you.